Hello everybody and welcome to another CB Show Tunes tutorial. Now today what we're going to be covering is how to actually parent your game object to, of course, another object. So this tutorial is really good for whenever you're trying to use like an elevator or something to where an object is moving and you want your player object to be able to move with that object, as you just saw right here. So let's go to get started. Now, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create or use a moving object that you don't actually parent, right? So I'm actually going to delete these little things that I have actually set up right here. I'm going to go with that and leave that as is. Then I'm going to save this script just to show you what it looks like without having it as a parent. So we're going to press play again, and well, yeah, okay. So as you can see, we're sitting here, just normal, all that sort of stuff. And if we attach onto this object, you notice that we actually start like going through the floor. And yeah, that's not what you want. So to fix this problem, it's a really simple solution and it will work almost on anything. So the first thing that you want to do is create an on trigger stay, okay? So what the on trigger stay is, if you're on this object, you're going to put transform.parent is equal to other.gameObject.transform. Now what this script does is it allows us to stick to that game object. Now you are going to need to have this collider other set up right here inside your equation. And the reason for this is that what we want to do is we want to find the game object's collider. So whatever we're on the trigger with, we're going to need that collider, right? Then we're going to be going for the other, and that's basically what we're naming this collision that we hit or that we're on. Then we're going to basically take our parent, then we're going to make it equal to this, right? Then we're going to make another void on trigger exit. We're going to say transform.parent is equal to null. That way our game object will no longer be attached to the previous game object. So let's head back over here and we're going to press play again. There we go. Oh, no, not yet. Alright. So, just like you guys saw in the beginning, we're going to hop on here. Take a look at this. If you take a look at our moving platform now, we are attached to it. Of course, it's only going to work on trigger enter. So, while we're on it, we're off it, we're on it. See how it works? Now, of course, you will need to add a trigger on your box collider. So select the moving platforms that you have, and you're going to have two colliders on it. You're going to have a box collider, and you're going to have a trigger, right? Now this would work if you decided to go with a, say for instance, a collision, but I wouldn't advise doing that unless you have this specifically tagged as a writable object, because if you take a look at our collision, right, if you just so happen to run into an enemy, then you would parent with the enemy and it wouldn't really do very great because now you're following the enemy whenever it moves. So if you do go the route of on collision enter or on collision stay and stuff like that, what I would do is use the if, then whatever the equation's name is, compare tag, and then put the tag that you're going to be using. So let's go and do that right now. So we're going to take these two objects and we're going to tag them. We're going to actually disable these trigger objects right here. Then we're going to make a tag. So we're going to add a tag and we're going to select add, and we're going to call this ride. Next, we're going to select our moving platforms and rename them to ride. Now, we're going to head over here. And since these are no longer viable, we won't even have to worry about them. And if you take a look at our, let's go ahead and actually just enter, type in void on collision, and we're going to say stay, put in collision, and we're going to call this, let's just call it COLL. I like keeping my equations a little bit different, as you can notice, col, other. So we're just going to call this col with a double L. And we're going to basically say if col dot compare, or I think it is, yeah, col dot GameObject dot compare tag. Because if you take a look at this, we could use col.compare tag because it is actually taking the collider. But since this is the collision, you have to find the collision, so you got to go into the game object. Alright, now we're going to put in ride, and let's go ahead and take a look at where we have our stay. As you can see, we have that. Go ahead and plug that in, and of course change that to col. Now what we're going to need to do is void on collision exit. You don't need an equation for this one, and we're going to simply put the same equation right here, transform.parent is equal to null. Control C, Control V, Control S. Now let's head back over here real fast and make sure that your box colliders are disabled, and we're going to press play. Alright, so we're going to hop on. As you can see, we are now on the collider, but this time we stick with it instead. So until we hop, we are no longer going to disable. So this would work really well if you are working like on, well, it really doesn't matter which one you do, whether it's on trigger enter or on collision enter. It just depends on your personal preference and what your game object is and how it's working. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any questions on how to do anything that I didn't cover inside this tutorial, or have any questions about anything, please comment inside the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time.